Hey, hello friends. Welcome to our channel SAPSD and ABAP Lead Support. So today we'll discuss about the important thing about Incoterms. We know that we will maintain the Incoterms in the sole to party level, the customer master, and that will be determined into sales order. Incoterms are key in the sales as well as logistics perspective. Incoterms stands for International Commercial Terms, and this is used to share the responsibility of buyers and sellers in case of international trade. This will specify the terms of sales and the sharing the or ownership of the risk while importing and exporting the goods. So we see this Incoterm field in VBKT table, that is Inco 1 and Inco 2. Inco 1 refer to Incoterms. Incoterms 2 description refers to Inco 2 is a technical field name. And the database, I mean the T code to access Incoterms is OVSG. So in OVSG, we can define the Incoterms. Incoterms description and location mandatory. So whenever we define location mandatory, whenever we enable this checkbox, in those cases, location should be mandatory to be input in the order level. That means in the table level, we see Incoterm 2, right? This is mandatory to input. So while defining that Incoterms, the order level or customer master level, we should be very careful. If we define wrong Incoterms and which determine into order and delivery means, it will cost thousands or millions to the company. Okay, now let's see the different types of Incoterms available. What is the purpose of that? What does it mean? How it will work? Which can be used in which scenarios? So I have prepared one Word document for your reference. Okay, so there are different types of Incoterms available. For example, EXW, XWorks, FCA, free carrier, FAS, free alongside ship, FOB, free on board, CFR, cost and freight, DPU, delivered at place, unloaded, DAP, delivered at place, DDP, delivered duty paid. So these are the 8 important Incoterms that we're going to discuss today. The first one is that EXW, XWorks. So in case of this Incoterms, goods ready at the seller site. So from that seller site, the buyer will take the goods from the seller gate only. So what will happen in this EXW Incoterms? The seller will prepare the goods which will be transferred. Then the buyer comes to the seller location and he will pick up the goods, right? The moment the goods picked up by that buyer, then there is responsibility of the goods or custom duty, everything will be borne by the, everything will be tolerated by the buyer only. So in this case, seller won't take any kind of responsibility here. He will just keep the goods at the gate level. Buyer will take the goods. So buyer will bear the cost of the carrier, the driver charges, the customs duty, whatever the expenses happens to reach the destination of the goods, everything will be completely handled by the buyer only. That is the meaning of EXW. So if we have this kind of a scenario in our process or any customer means, then we should define EXW Incoterms. Next one is that FCA, that is free carrier. So in case of an FCA Incoterms, the seller delivers the goods to the specified location through the carrier by seller only. Seller will arrive on a carrier, I mean that transport vehicle. Then he will load that stock to that carrier. Then he will leave that stock to that one specified location by the buyer. He will leave that at the specified location, but it's not the actual destination location, it's a specified location. So for example, goods leaving from Chennai to Bangalore, right? Then the seller will leave that goods in between Chennai to Bangalore only, like Chittur, for example, right? Chennai to Bangalore goes via Chittur or Vellore, Tamil Nadu, right? So he will leave that goods in that particular location only, in between location, decided by the buyer only. Then from there only, the buyer will take up the goods and he will bear the responsibility of the goods now. You see the picture representing that only. Seller prepares the goods, then seller transport the goods by seller's own carrier. Then goods arrived at the specified location. From there, carrier accepts the goods. The buyer's carrier takes the. Then one more carrier will come. One more transport will be uh, bring by that buyer. He will take that goods from that uh, seller's carrier to the buyer's carrier. He will take that responsibility from that place onwards. This is shared responsibility basically. So halfway I will deliver it. From that halfway you take all the responsibility of the goods. This is FCA. This is mainly used in case of an container based shipping. Okay, fine. Okay, next one is that FAS, that is free alongside ship. So in this case, what will happen? It's kind of an transaction happening to bulk cargoes, right? So the seller drops the goods at the car port next to the ship. It's kind of a sea transaction happening here over the sea, right? So the seller will bring the goods to that port level, port till the port. He will deliver the goods. From that port, ship will be available. So the buyer will loads them to that ship, and he will take the responsibility from there onwards. This is mainly used for bulk cargo scenarios. And you see that picture represented the same only. Seller drops the goods at the port level, goods placed next to the ship, buyer loads goods. The buyer begins loading the goods onto the ship. Then buyer bear all the costs from that point of time onwards. This is free alongside ship. FAS means just the seller drop the goods to the port. That's it. From there onwards, buyer will take the responsibility of taking the goods to the destination. Okay, the next one is that FOB, that is free on board. So this is also C transaction only. So in this scenario, the seller loads goods onto the vessel. In the ship, we have a different materials available. I mean, the vessels actually. It's kind of a big container thing. In that vessel, the goods will be loaded. So the seller will load the goods into the vessel. From that moment onwards, the risk will be carried over to the buyer. This is mainly used for C transactions. The free alongside ship as well as FOB, free on board, both are relevant to C transactions only. And you see here, seller loads the goods, the seller prepares and loads the goods onto the vessel, risk transfers to buyer. The moment the goods are loaded, the risk shifts to the buyer. The buyer now bears the responsibility for the goods during transit. This is FOB. The next one is that CFR, cost and freight. So in this case, sellers pays for the transport to destination port, but a risk still passes to the origin port. Buyer covers post-arrival costs. The seller covers the cost of transporting the goods to the destination port. Again, this is same thing similar to FOB, free on board. I mean, free alongside ship. Okay, in the free alongside ship also we are delivering the goods to that port level, right? Similar way here also the seller covers the cost of transporting the goods to the destination port. From there onwards, the risk will be taken. The risk passes to the origin port. The risk of damage or loss transfer to the buyer or the origin port. The anything happens, any damage happens to the goods means handled by that buyer only from the port onwards. And the buyer also covers the post arrival costs to unload the goods and any customs duty to be paid. Everything will be handled by the buyer only. The next one is that DPU, delivered at place unloaded. So in this case, goods are delivered to the customer location and unloaded. You see here, goods are delivered at the destination and goods are unloaded. The goods are taken off the truck. Okay, so delivering and unloading both will be done by the seller only. For example, if we order a washing machine or refrigerator or AC in Amazon means the carrier will come to our home and they will unload it and they will place in the house wherever we need, right? Same thing like that only. So the goods will delivered and unloaded by the seller only. From there onwards, buyer takes over the responsibility of the goods. So this is for full responsibility. This full responsibility means picking, packing, loading and carrier, arranging the transportation, right? And unloading that destination of the customer. Everything will be handled by the customer only. I mean that seller, sorry, it's by seller only. So the buyer will just receive the goods, that's it. The next one is that DAP, delivered at place. This is similar to DPU. So in case of an DAP, customer will deliver the goods to that sorry, seller delivers the goods to the customer location, that's it. The unloading will taken care by the buyer only, and he'll unload that. Then the buyer will clear the customs duty if anything is applicable. You can understand this same thing by just looking at this picture. See, seller brings the goods to that destination. The seller transports the goods to the agreed destination. Buyer unloads goods. The buyer takes the responsibility for unloading the goods upon arrival. Then buyer clears the customs. Okay, the last one is that DDP, delivered duty paid. So in this case, everything will be handled by the seller only. Like he will pay that seller will pay that tax duties, custom duties, right? And he will take all the responsibility of delivering the goods to the customer level. After bearing all the expenses, the buyer simply receives it from the seller. So maximum support from the seller side. And you see here, seller handle the taxes and duties. The seller takes care of all the tax and duty obligations. Buyer receives the goods. The buyer receives the goods without any additional responsibilities. Seller provides support. The seller offers maximum support to the buyer throughout the process. Okay, so these are the important 8 Incoterms which we need to remember, and we might need to use it in our project also. In future, if you want to define that any Incoterms, first we should understand that how the how a seller and buyer will behave here, and who will take care of what responsibility. According to that only, we should update the relevant Incoterms in the customer master level. Then after that Incoterms defined, the customer master level will be transferred, I mean flown to the sales order level, and it will eventually to goes to the delivery also. Order to delivery will be copied. Hope this video will be very helpful to you guys. We can catch up in the next video. Bye for now.